everybody to our conclusion to relational intelligence. Now let's spend a little bit of time talking about the next couple of stratas out in the relationship grid that we've talked about before. As a reminder from last time, the inner circle is our core, most intimate, most connected relationships. The next level out also has a high degree of connection, high degree of intimacy. That's where your kind of closest friends, maybe siblings, other relatives exist. Then a level out from that are a little bit more peripheral friends or connections, or even folks we would label as acquaintances. There, the degree of affinity isn't quite as high. Certainly there's not as much communication or connectivity with them. There's probably certainly not as much transparency out there. And then the final level out, which is the farthest layer in the stratas of relationship, is literally anybody that we come in contact with. That's that passing interaction that we have with somebody at the grocery store, or a wave and a nod on the street. That's everybody else. Now, as we talked about previously, what's very, very important here is to know that successful people, and certainly successful leaders, have populations in all of these. When you talk about that far outer edge, one of the very unique things about very successful people and great leaders is those folks that they, interact with in fleeting seconds, they treat very well. They're very kind, they're very courteous. They make that very quick moment in time count for them. The folks, the other characteristic of very successful people is they understand the differences between these stratas and how much disclosure, how much communication, how much energy, how much affinity exists between them. Successful people also do something else, and that is they actively manage the populations here in terms of when they see a relationship maybe straying away, going from a kind of a second tier friendship into a more of an acquaintance level. They'll amp up the communication and reel that back in. They'll add additional affinity to that group. Or if they see somebody on one of the edges that they want to get to know better, there again, they're going to apply some effort. They're going to apply some additional communication. They're going to add some transparency to bring them closer into the circle. The other thing successful people and great leaders are going to do is always understand that core inner circle isn't going to be populated by a lot of people. We're not going to take 10,000 folks out here that we run across and bring them all in and we're all going to be BFF. That's not the way it works. They're going to understand that that core needs a little bit different management and a little bit different level of work, as do the outer rings. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed this opening view of relational intelligence. You'll probably see more about that from us as time goes by. In the coming weeks, we're going to introduce a new series about 3 keys about a variety of different subjects that was inspired by an article written by Matt Zobrist from our team really, really recently. I hope everybody has a terrific week. This is Tim Schneider with Aegis Learning, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.